Welcome back to the channel, guys. So this is the first time I'm going to be checking out Joe Rogan here on the channel. Yeah, I know Joe Rogan. But well, it looks like they lied to us again. It's not the first time, and it definitely won't be the last. With that said, let's get right into it.
Speaking of which, did you see the new video of the fucking QAnon Shaman being led through the Capitol building by police?
No. What happened there?
You know, there's the story of the violent insurrection.
Oh, yeah, of
that's
course.
the narrative,
It
right?
was, I mean,
By the way, well, let's just be real clear. You shouldn't break into the fucking Capitol building. You shouldn't be trying to overthrow the government. You shouldn't be trying to get out there and say that the election was false when you don't exactly know. You're just buying into it, and then you all invade the Capitol. Wasn't good. Wasn't a good look for America. Wasn't good for any of the people there. Nothing was good about January 6th. Let's be real clear.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Joe is totally right about it. That make us look so weak and so bad. Like I only saw like the footage when they went inside the Capitol, and I saw when they once I saw, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys probably saw that footage. Once I saw that cop open the barricade and let all of those protesters in, that's when I knew something was suspicious. But I have yet to see the new footage of what happened. So this is my first time actually seeing the footage here with Joe, and I'm not sure if you guys saw it. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys probably saw it. But from what I'm hearing, I heard it's not from what they said it is.
But when you watch the video of that guy being led around through the Capitol building by police, they're basically giving him like a tour. They're talking to him and hanging out with him. At one point in time, it's him, and there's like 6 police officers around him, and they're not arresting him. They're not throwing him to the ground. There's no violence at all. Like, I don't think what that guy did was good. I don't think what any of those people did was good. It wasn't smart to fucking barge into the Capitol and take pictures of your feet on Nancy Pelosi's desk. It's fucking stupid. It's a crime. But they were leading him around. Like, the cops were talking to him and hanging out with him. They weren't like arresting him immediately. It wasn't like he was this violent guy who broke in and started smashing things and fucked the government.
They stayed between the velvet ropes.
Watch the video.
Yeah.
See, have you seen the video?
No, I have not seen the video.
See if you can find it, because Tucker Carlson highlighted it on his television show, and now everybody's up in arms because it's coming from Tucker. But it should be coming from the New York Times too. It should be coming from everybody. It's just this is video footage of this guy. And it's a thing that's different than what we're being told it is. We're being told that they barged in and fucking rah, and they overtook the Capitol, locked them up, put them in jail.
This seems edited, though. I'll be honest with.
Yes.
Both.
It's definitely
both
edited.
teams edited it
Okay.
in various ways.
It's definitely edited. But when you see the video itself, you do see these cops walking around with this guy, and they're essentially, it's like they're giving him a tour. It doesn't seem like what we thought it was.
But the other thing is,
I thought it was like they broke in and then they fucking scared the cops away, and there was so many of them that they overtook the Capitol.
I'm going to get a lot of heat for this,
That's
and I
what
don't
they
care. Where was President Trump for these people? These are his strongest supporters. He did not stick his neck out for them in the slightest. He let them rot in jail.
Is that?
I know what he does. I understand what he just said, but I honestly believe there's more to it, and I think Trump knew that. This stuff goes deep, man. It's a lot of mind games playing around, because, you know, with the media, they let you see what you want to see, so you wouldn't actually get to see the real thing unless it got leaked or somebody got their hand on it.
That the one?
I can't tell because I'm not listening to it.
So here it is.
But it turns out there's quite a bit of video you haven't seen. And that video tells a very different story about what happened on January 6th.
Oh, they're fixing it.
1,000 hours of surveillance footage from in and around the Capitol have been withheld from the public. And once you see the video, you'll understand why. Taken as a whole, the video record does not support the claim that January 6th was an insurrection. In fact, it demolishes that claim. And that's exactly why the Democratic Party and its allies in the media prevented you from seeing it. By controlling the images you were allowed to view from January 6th, they controlled how the public understood that.
I just said that. Yep.
They could lie about what happened, and you would never know the difference. Those lies had a purpose. They created a pretext for a federal crackdown on opponents of the Uniparty in Washington.
Our office wanted to ensure that there was shock and awe, that we could charge as many people as possible.
The first thing you notice from viewing the full video record of January 6th is just how many people entered the Capitol building that day.
Holy shit.
Hundreds and hundreds of people,
Wow.
possibly thousands, over the course of about 2 hours.
Wow.
The crowd was enormous. A small percentage of them were hooligans. They committed vandalism. You've seen their pictures.
You believe that? I
again
believe that part.
and again. But the overwhelming majority weren't. They were peaceful. They were orderly and meek. These were not insurrectionists. They were sightseers. Footage from inside the Capitol overturns the story you've heard about January 6th. Protesters queue up in neat little lines. They give each other tours outside the Speaker's office. They take cheerful selfies and they smile. They're not destroying the Capitol. They obviously revere the Capitol. They're there because they believe the election was stolen from them. They believe in the system. Here's the man you've heard referred to as the QAnon Shaman outside the Senate chamber. These are not rioters. These are people who wandered over from a political rally.
We will not let them silence your voices.
I remember this.
After the rally, they walked down Pennsylvania Avenue, where organizers had secured a federal permit to hold a legal rally on the grounds of the Capitol.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Once at the Capitol building, things began to get chaotic. Capitol police officers fired tear gas into the crowd. A few at the front of the herd broke windows. Someone opened the doors, and many hundreds of others just walked in.
We're gonna make that the story.
Of course, they did make it the story. And at the center of it, the
Was
single
that Alex?
most famous person arrested that day was a Navy veteran from Arizona called Jacob Chansley, often referred to as the QAnon Shaman.
The so-called QAnon Shaman. QAnon Shaman.
Yeah, he was like the face of everything.
Jacob Chansley became the face of January 6th.
See, I just said that,
a
yep.
dangerous conspiracy theorist dressed in outlandish costume who led the violent insurrection to overthrow American democracy. For these crimes, Chansley was sentenced to nearly 4 years in prison,
Wow.
far more time than many violent criminals now receive. What did Jacob Chansley do to receive this punishment? To this day, there is dispute over how Chansley got into the Capitol building. But according to our review of the internal surveillance video, it is very clear what happened once he got inside. Virtually every moment of his time inside the Capitol was caught on tape. The tapes show that Capitol Police never stopped Jacob Chansley. They helped him. They acted as his tour guides.
Wow.
Here's video of Chansley.
They're opening the
in
door
the
for him.
chamber. Capitol police officers take him to multiple entrances and even try to open locked doors for him. We counted at least 9 officers who were within touching distance of unarmed Jacob Chansley.
Wow.
Not one of them even tried to slow him down. Chansley understood that Capitol Police were his allies. Video shows him giving thanks for them in a prayer on the floor of the Senate.
Unreal.
Thank you, Heavenly Father, for giving the inspiration needed to these police officers to allow us in this building.
Contrast
Holy
the
crap.
reality of what Jacob Chansley
Didn't
did
show
in
us
the
any of
Capitol
this.
building on January 6th.
Oh, he's bald.
Indisputable facts recorded on video, some of which has never before been seen, with the depiction of Jacob Chansley that you've seen in the media for more than 2 years. He's a terrorist, they said. He should be killed.
Shoot him. Shoot him. Like, you burst into the United States, if he was dressed like bin Laden, would you have shot him?
Shoot him.
No.
Shoot him. It makes you wonder, who are the violent extremists here? Not Jacob Chansley.
He
And the
just
video
strolling
proves
around
that.
casually.
But you would never have known from the media coverage.
The people sitting in the chairs.
Wild, right? You're not supposed to go into the Capitol building. Granted,
I thought you at certain
Well,
times you are.
not like that.
Yeah, not like that. Sure.
not like that. But when you see the people taking him around, essentially on a tour, that's not what I thought it was.
I just hope all the conservatives watching this realize how little appetite there is in the Republican Party for defending people like this, and thinking that Mitch McConnell, Donald Trump care about this is a delusion.
It's not even defending them. It's just forget about it. Let's look at what actually happened. We didn't know that happened.
Nope.
Right.
We had a version of it where it was just chaos and the cops ran away.
And the
I
cops
would have
were
never imagined
cops were murdered.
Yeah, I would have never imagined that this.
I'm shocked to see that.
Yeah, I remember they said a few cops that got murdered. How many was it? Was that 2 or 3? I think they said a few of them. I'm not sure how. Actually, now that I'm seeing this footage, I'm not too sure if I even believe that.
That's so wild.
And like to your point that it's not a bigger story, that it's fucking Tucker who's covering this.
It's just broken. And I think people are starting to pay attention to it now.
I don't think it's
for
broken. I think it's by design. I think it's work. It's by design. It's not an accident.
No, I mean it just broke. I mean, like.
Oh yeah. Okay, story
it
just broke
got out in the
Okay,
world. I think it's really recent, and so I think people are just starting to recognize that it's not what you thought it was. It's not good to get in. It's not good, but they did clearly. You want to peacefully protest, you do it outside. You don't ever go into the fucking Capitol building. If someone smashes his door, don't enter behind it.
I don't see how not having him under house arrest wouldn't be infinitely preferable to putting him in jail, which is cheaper. Stay in your house.
They're putting him in jail for 4 years.
Yeah, like what? Who's that? He's not violent.
For going on a tour.
There's no concern that he's going to kill someone or assault them.
Yeah.
He
pled guilty. Of course he did.
Of course he pled down.
If he doesn't plead guilty, they give him 25 years.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was guilty. He was there.
Yeah,
he was trespassing.
100% guilty. He definitely should be. There should be some kind of punishment for doing that to make sure that people don't do that.
Well, wouldn't it be better if he did actually community service and help the community?
Yes, clean up. Go fucking clean up.
Go clean up. Yeah, go clean up the mall.
Yeah.
Like do that for like 4 years. Every weekend you have to go to the mall, clean up broken glass. Fine.
The problem is like with those kind of protest things, man. The mob has a mind of its own, and if you're in that mob and you just follow along with it, and all of a sudden they have your fucking face.
But that didn't even seem like the mob, because it wasn't like they were knocking shit, pulling off of walls.
But that's also selective, right?
Sure, of course.
This is the thing. They're showing us only the good stuff. If we wanted to watch all of it, I think there's some insane amount of hours of footage, and this has only been recently released. So who knows what else we can see.
I think it's just very sad that we had these big hearings for a long time, and they must have had this footage, and they sat on it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's crazy.
And
It's
I
just
feel
like
I feel bad for those people because they were duped.
Yeah.
They really thought that like Trump had their back, and this is okay, and you know we're America, like the whole little narrative.
I also feel bad for people like that guy saying, shoot him. Shoot him.
Why?
Because now if he sees this video, he's going to realize like, oh.
No, he won't.
I was misinformed.
No way.
You don't
will
think
double
so?
down. He will absolutely double down.
Really?
100%.
Capitol Police Chief blasts Tucker Carlson over misleading January 6 footage. Video aired by Carlson showed QAnon Shaman Jacob Chansley accompanied by police, but not violence, on the day rioters stormed the Capitol. And so what is he saying about it being misleading?
Fox spokespeople didn't respond to comment when asked.
Claimed by Carlson that Capitol Police served as tour guides for Jacob Chansley.
Okay.
The horn-wearing QAnon Shaman was outrageous and false, manager wrote. He said that the Capitol Police were badly outnumbered on January 6th and that those officers did their best to use de-escalation tactics to try to talk rioters into getting each other to leave the building. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense, but that's still not the same.
Why are they opening doors for him?
That's still not the same narrative, because is that de-escalation tactics? Saying, yeah, you can see it, take a look at it, but you guys got to leave.
Well, I was looking at it. I thought maybe that they were taking him out, not in handcuffs, obviously, which maybe they should have if they thought he did bad, but leading him out of the building. That's why the one cops didn't react to like he's taking him out. Maybe they're looking for an exit.
But it seemed like they were looking for an entrance because he was saying that he gave thanks to the police officers for letting them in.
It seemed very clear also that there was no possibility that he was going to be violent toward them. Like they were not clearly in fear of their lives or that he was going to swing on them or anything like that.
No, not at all. I mean, they were talking to him.
Yeah.
He thanked them. He gave a prayer and thanked them.
It's a very unfortunate thing. 4 years is no joke. 4 years.
It's a long fucking time. It's a long time to be locked up.
Carlson says they checked with the Capitol Police before airing the video.
He said, we're happy to say their reservations were minor, and for the most part, they were reasonable. Capitol Police spokesman Tim Barber said that we repeatedly request that any clips be shown to us first for a security review. So far, we have only been given the ability to preview a single clip out of the multiple clips that aired. So they didn't show them all of it. So they wanted...
his attorney didn't have that footage. Wow. Holy crap.
Chansley's attorney, through sentencing in November 2021, said he had been provided many hours of video by prosecutors, but not the footage which Carlson aired on Monday night. He said that he had not seen video of Chansley walking through Capitol hallways with multiple Capitol Police officers. What's deeply troubling, Watkins said Tuesday, is the fact that I have to watch Tucker Carlson to find video footage which the government has, but chose not to disclose despite the absolute duty to do so, despite being requested in writing to do so multiple times.
You can't. I'm not an attorney, but I know enough that if you're a prosecutor, you're holding evidence that could clear the defendant. That's not legal. Because discovery means you have to turn over all the evidence, not just things that will incriminate him.
It's ugly.
Wow.
So when they want to give one side.
Can you imagine if this gets overturned? Or he gets to... Wow.
Yeah. It says Carlson's program conveniently cherry-picked from the calmer moments of our over 41,000 hours of video, Manager wrote.
Yep.
The commentary fails to provide context about the chaos and violence that happened before or during these less tense moments. Well, that's fair.
Sure.
Carlson previously produced a 3-part series in 2021 called Patriot Purge on the streaming service Fox Nation, which suggested the riot was orchestrated by Antifa groups, the FBI, and other government agencies, and was a false flag operation to discredit Trump supporters. But here's the thing. The FBI was asked if they used agent provocateurs on January 6th, and they refused to answer. I'm sure you've seen that footage.
Yes.
Yeah. And they know about that guy, Ray Epps, that was on the Capitol grounds saying, we got to go in there. And people are calling him a Fed, and nothing's happened to that guy. Nothing's happened to that guy. But the guy was clearly inciting these people to do something illegal, and they know who he is.
Yeah, they have it on
That's so true, Joe. That said, we have yet to hear anything about that guy. And this is wild. Yeah, I didn't see this. I didn't see this part. I'm glad I waited. I was hearing stuff about it, but I didn't get time to watch it. But it's amazing that what they do just to sway the narrative about things. I would have sworn, when I seen the guy, I would have sworn he was like destroying stuff. Like he was pretty much leading everybody into the Capitol. That's the way they made it seem, because his face was everywhere. When I mean everywhere. No, what's actually going to happen now? No, that got leaked. Yes, we know they're going to have protesters that came in. They're going to have, the rioters, the one that's going to come in and destroy stuff. Because it's a mixture of a lot of people. So you will have people there for different motives and stuff like that to make the other people that just came there peacefully to look bad. But anyway, this, like Joe said, this should have never went in. When the sort of door open and you know what you're doing is wrong, you're an adult. You should never enter that Capitol. Okay, you know it was wrong. Regardless how you feel about the election, just like what Joe said, you didn't know how true it was. And it's still up in the air. It's still rumors about it. Rumors are rumors. And until you get an official, then you go by that. You can't go by how you feel. They were old enough to know better. But this is nothing new what the media does. This is nothing new. Because they made it seem like, wow, like they just went in there, they destroyed everything. That's what they made it seem. But this guy was casually walking around, being shown around. In 4 years, he didn't destroy nothing. What did he destroy? Other people out there that destroy stuff, they should have been getting like 4 years or plus. Wow. It's like, this is nothing. You seen them, remember guys what happened with COVID? You guys remember that? You couldn't say nothing. You see anything, you're out. If you got a social media account and you see anything against, gone. Suspended, terminated, you're gone. And what happened later on? Like almost 2 years later, truth started coming out. And half of those conspiracies were actually true. See, that's why I can't believe, because they could manipulate the tape to make you see things that's not really there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like how we just missed that whole part of them casually walking around and showing, this guy like a tour inside of the Capitol. That's why it's hard to believe, unless you get the source of the direct tape, because there's too many tapes that I have seen of cases that happen, how they manipulate the tape, to cut this in, to switch that in. So it's hard for you to judge it from what you're seeing. And that's why you can see that it is edited. On every tape that I've seen, that it's like a conspiracy behind it. They cut it up. You guys ever noticed that? And some things that they want you to see, they'll play the whole live video. No edits. Live footage. Give me guys think about this in the comments. I'm not saying I'm shocked. It's more like disappointed. It does make us look bad. Now, who's going to address this? Let's see what be the outcome of this. I'll keep you guys updated. Also, if you guys follow me on social media, keep me updated. Because I'm busy, I work in real life and stuff like that. But I'll try to keep myself up to date with what's going on with this situation. Hey, like I said, I'm not surprised. Just disappointed. Hey, until then, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out. You guys have a blessed day.